Good morning. I'm Reverend Jan Morning, minister of First Unity Church of St. Louis, and I welcome you to today's service. This is an abbreviated Sunday service for March 29th. We are so glad that you joined us today. Thank you for being here, and I'd also like to thank those people who made this service possible. And that would be Dean Christopher, our soloist, and Hartupee, our amazing music director and licensed teacher, and Kathy Boyd, our videographer. Thanks to all of you. And Anne's message today is entitled, God's Avenue of Expression. So we decided to begin today with reading our daily word. And the daily word, the word is inner peace. And the affirmation is, I find the peace of God in the silence within me. I find the peace of God in the silence within me. The Hebrew scriptures tell the story of the word of the Lord commanding the prophet Elijah to stand on the mountain before the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by. As he waits, Elijah fails to find God as he endures a wind strong enough to split mountains, an earthquake, and then a fire. Then Elijah discovers God in a sound of sheer silence. And sometimes chaos surrounds me as I try to find the peace of God. Other times the chaos may be inside of me. I persist in my efforts as I confront inner storms, fires, and earthquakes as I search for peace. Like Elijah, I remain steadfast in faith, undisturbed by what is happening around me. I wait for distractions to pass. Peace is mine. And from 1 Kings 19:12 we read, And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire a sound of sheer silence. Let us pray. We take this moment to breathe into the understanding that God is a power that knows no limit, and a presence that is always with us and within us. And so as we take the time today to turn within, we connect with the amazing, perfect, living energy we call God. And we also claim our spiritual powers of love, faith, and hope. And we know that all is well. And so it is. Amen.
Stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me. Each man's grief is my own. We need one another. And so I will as my brother, each man as my friend. I can see the people gathered. I can hear and the song that they're singing is ringing in my heart. No man is an island. No man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me. Each man's grief is my own. We all need one another, and so I will defend each man as my brother. Each man as my friend.
Greetings to each of you, wherever you may be on this beautiful day. It's so good to be here with you, with so much going on in the world and close by. I've been thinking a lot the past couple of weeks about our theme this year. If you remember, Reverend Jan announced a theme for our church this year. That theme is compassionate, courageous community. The intention underneath our theme is that throughout the year, we'll sail 7 seas together. These 7 seas are ways that we can be and express our individual, unique Christ nature when we're together. The C's are compassionate, courageous, contemplative, collaborative, connected, candid, community. Given the current events surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, we're seeing our theme played out in the world around us and in our personal lives. So I thought we'd spend a little time this morning sailing the 3rd sea and explore what it means and the gifts found in being contemplative in our current situation. Actually, it's been a little shocking, hasn't it, to think how much the world has changed in such a short time. Each of us has had our lives and communities disrupted. And though I don't feel in any position to tell anyone how to feel or think about all of this, there are a few things that come to mind about remaining contemplative and grounded while the pandemic runs its course. Some of my thoughts are inspired by Reverend Jim Rosemurgy's book, The Gathering, and this is a 40-day guide to group prayer and personal prayer. While other thoughts have bubbled up as I've read daily meditations published by Father Richard Rohr, founder of the Center for Action and Contemplation in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So let's start with the definition of contemplation, which is thinking deeply or thinking in a serious, calm way. Right now, in every aspect of my being, mind, body, and spirit, I'm trying to process deeply and calmly what Divine Spirit is trying to say in this global pandemic. I've heard people asking, why doesn't God do something about this? Or, is God punishing us? Well, there's an answer for us to think deeply about in a serious, calm way. And the answer is that our current need, and really any need, is not an avenue through which God can work. However, this truth does not mean that needs cannot be met. Rather, it's meant to shift our perspective from insisting that God work for us through our needs to the realization that it's better for us to discover for ourselves the best avenue through which God's power and presence can be expressed. So our needs do serve a purpose when we contemplate them. Their purpose is to turn us to God. Nearly every miracle in the Bible began with a need. Jesus' first miracle of turning the water into wine began with a need his mother Mary saw at the wedding feast in Cana when the host was running out of wine. There's the widow with the small flask of oil whose sons were about to be sold into slavery to pay her debts, who ended up with an unlimited supply. But the miracle began with her need. So needs turn us to God. And the next step is to turn away from the need. I heard this week on the radio and saw on social media where people are putting their Christmas lights and decorations up again in an effort to lift their spirits and bring a little joy amid the social distancing necessary to curb the spread of the coronavirus. It's something fun to look at and for people to enjoy from the safety and comfort of their cars. The idea came from a sports broadcaster, and this simple idea allows us to turn away from our fears and concerns and feel real solidarity with one another. Experiences like this allow us to move beyond our own personal feelings and try to take in the whole experience. There's really a sense that we're all in this together. Every continent, every country, every class, religion, age, and gender. We're all subject to this crisis. And because of this, it has the ability to pull us into oneness. To be pulled into oneness, we must first make a choice to be a wick in God's candle. What does this mean? Well, like the people who decided to put up their Christmas lights for others to enjoy, Reverend Rose Murgy has written about and describes what it means to be a wick in God's candle. A candle without a wick cannot be lit. But a candle alone contains enough fuel to provide light and warmth for hours. We just can't access it if there's no wick. All we need exists close at hand in that candle. And much like the candle, all the love we'll ever need rests within us, for God has made a home in us. If we need wisdom, supply, peace, or strength, it's within our grasp. It's closer than our very breath, but a wick is required. So you might think a person is a wick, but this is not entirely true. So as you think more deeply about this, you realize that the wick is actually a person who is aware of God's presence. This awareness is what inspires us to put up our Christmas lights for others to enjoy. This awareness inspires us to call friends and acquaintances who may live alone to see if they need anything, or simply give them the opportunity to hear a human voice and feel cared for. Being a wick in God's candle moves us to form a parade of family and friends, to drive by the family patriarch's home, leaning out of windows and popping up through sunroofs, shouting birthday greetings to help him celebrate his 92nd birthday. This awareness enables us to feel connected, complete, and one with each other. When a person experiences the presence of God, there is no room for a sense of lack or limitation. There's no conflict. And contemplation also serves to shine a light on our vulnerability. And we're all feeling a little vulnerable right now, aren't we? The word vulnerable means to hold a wound gracefully. We all know that physical wounds need to be open to air and light. If they're covered too tightly, they won't heal and they'll get infected. Until the light starts to heal the part that's wounded. Contrary to popular opinion, I think that vulnerability is a strength. When we're fully present in the moment, when we hold nothing back from addressing a need, whether that's our own or someone else's, this is when we're at our best. In allowing ourselves to think deeply and calmly, to contemplate, we discover how blessed we are and find ways to release our human need, our own sense of vulnerability. And in doing so, we become avenues through which others can be blessed as well. When we're feeling closed up, that's when we need to be open. When we're afraid, that's when we need to be brave. No one really automatically knows how to do this, but I think right now that life has been made just difficult enough to remind us that we need each other, and this need moves us to action. Though social distancing is absolutely necessary right now, socially we are finding ways to come together more than ever in creative and meaningful ways. When we have other people's health and welfare in mind, even if we don't know them personally, we can maintain a heartfelt closeness and oneness because there's no distance in compassion, loving kindness, and caring for one another. As we say in unity, there's no separation in spirit. We're in the midst of a highly teachable moment. There's no doubt that this period of time will be talked about for the rest of our lives. Right now, we have a chance to go deep and to go broad. Globally, we're all in this together, and locally, we're all in this together. I think being contemplative is being forced on a lot of us right now as we witness great suffering as a global community. But if we remain open to it and brave enough to allow it to touch our hearts, it will lead us to great love for one another. So let's refrain from insisting God work for us through our needs. Rather, let's contemplate how our needs can turn us to the one power and presence at work at all times in us, as us, so that we can be a wick in God's candle, providing light, warmth, and comfort to meet every need.
There's a holy hush around us as God's glory fills the place. I've touched the hem of His garment. I can almost see His face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of His joy. I know without a doubt that I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can feel the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Take a deep breath in and slowly release this breath. Take another moment to quiet your thoughts and relax your body. You, dear friend, are created to be a wick in God's candle. As you quietly contemplate this, allow your mind and heart to come into alignment, and your spiritual essence becomes one with Spirit's presence within you. In this sacred place, there is only God and you. All the love you need rests within you, for God has made a home in you. If you need wisdom, peace, or strength, anything at all is within your grasp. Look into the depths of your being, and there you will find a stream of love and light. Your awareness of the one power and presence activates your inner wisdom, strength, and power, providing insights for releasing your needs. There is no problem too big or too small for Spirit's guidance. You trust in the intelligence of your heart to show you the way. In tune with Spirit's guidance, you release any sense of lack, limitation, or conflict. You breathe into this consciousness and are renewed in body, mind, and soul. Sit for a few moments in the silence and allow yourself to fully realize this. You are God's avenue of expression in the world. Your awareness of Spirit's presence within you and around you, at work in all things, is the wick in God's candle, providing light, warmth, and comfort to meet every need. And we say, thank you, Holy Spirit, for this awareness. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Ann Hartupee, for that beautiful and timely message and meditation. Please know that although we are temporarily separated in physicality, we are always one in spirit. And at First Unity Church, we are here to support you at this time in all ways with any of your spiritual needs. If you would like individual prayer support, please complete the form on our website at unitystl.org or call the church office at 314-845-8540. And also, Silent Unity Prayer Associates are available to pray with you directly at 816-919-2000. That is 816-919-2000. Currently, they are taking calls from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. because the prayer associates are working from home. During overnight hours, however, prayer requests can be sent by Facebook, the YouPray app, or unity.org/prayer. The YouPray app also contains beautiful 3-minute meditations that are just an amazing way to start your day. So if you haven't found that, YouPray, it's free, it's for all the smartphones. And the latest way to connect with Silent Unity is through Alexa, by saying something like, Alexa, open positive prayer. You can even ask Alexa for specific prayer topics, including prosperity, comfort, and healing. And finally, you will find on unity.org a myriad of wonderful resources to uplift your spirit and restore your faith. So let's make this safe at home time that we're all experiencing an opportunity to turn within through prayer and meditation to that inner sanctuary of our souls, a time to align with that power and presence that is greater than any earthly challenge, even a pandemic. We can release our fears and we can turn to that inner sanctuary. Zig Ziglar said, fear has 2 definitions. It can mean forget everything and run, which some of us have been tempted to do during this, or it can mean face everything and rise. The choice is ours. Together we can, prayer by prayer, thought by thought, act by act, live from the truth of our being, and that means we will bless all humankind and the world. So we will conclude today's service with Daniel Nahman's uplifting song, God You Are.
Oh, yeah. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon.
send